Check this one out. This one tells a story. Look at it. It's a bloody beauty. Lazy axle. This one belongs to Gary. Gary's here in southeast Queensland and he loves this rig. He's come in today for a yarn and to get some parts and stuff, but got to do a walk around. So this one, before Gary, now for Gary this was a COVID project. So he decided to needed something during COVID to play with, and he dabbles in the old 40s. Anyone that knows Gary's, he dabbles in the old 40s, but this is his personal one. And previously, he found it in Inala here in Queensland, and this one was purpose built as a roo shooting vehicle. So that's a lot of bloody roos in there. Now Gary was telling me it's rated to 4.5 tonne. So again, that's a lot of roos, and he's really loaded it. Massive chassis on this thing. It is huge, and it can, if we have a look at the suspension underneath, it's next level how the support here is taking all of this load. Now, it didn't always look like this. Again, it was a project, so it was painted in lead paint, lead red. And Gary was saying this is the stuff they use on ships, and it don't come off easy. He got there with an air gun and painstakingly, piece by piece, chipped at the paint until it was fully removed. And it was a green underneath, so he's gone back to another green, and that was the choice in the colour. When I lift the bonnet and look inside, it's also mustard, so this thing's been painted quite a few times. But it's done now, it's green. Up the front, we've got the old school bull bar. Poor old Skippy. This whole thing, like the bull bar at the front, the whole thing is covered. The ladder, the roof racks. It's just a lot of weight in this. Now this is being pulled by a 2H. Gary bought this with a 2H in it underneath there. So third month 1980 was a HJ45, a H engine, but it's got the 2H in there and it needs it. Look at the weight of this bloody thing, all the bar work. It's got the stack poking out at the other side, but the 2H that was in it was tied, or was dead. So the first thing is to rebuild the engine. So the engine's been rebuilt and put back in there. And Gary says it pulls it quite nicely. Now this is still a 4-speed, still manual steer. Imagine trying to park this at Coles. It would be an effort. So I don't know if it's a shopping rig, but it's, again, he's kept it very, very stocko standard. I love inside of this vehicle. Let's go take a closer look at the old girl on the inside. Look at it in here, she's rough and ready. She is a doozy. A man must, I don't care what your pronouns are, a man must love driving this rig. It is rough and ready. The dash hasn't been tampered with, but it's missing a ton of paint. It's, again, this was a shooter's rig, a roo shooting rig, so it's been out in the bush and used. I love this thing beside my leg. Gary put this in here. You just push it forward for a kill switch, pull it back to start the vehicle, and being the old 2H, you've still got to glow the key backwards to glow it, but we need this lever here to start and stop it. Just simple mechanical shit that's not going to break down, nothing electrical going on. It will last forever and get you home again. Seats I'm sitting on, I believe the driver seats possibly. I think they're 70 series seats. We don't work on 70 series. The old 75s here at Mr. Landcruiser. I'm not fully confident, but have a look. Maybe in the comments you will know. The 70 guys will know, yeah, he's right, no, he's wrong. But it's quite comfy, it's quite nice. The old fiberglass roof, the only thing fiberglass on this car. And in the day, I don't know if they still make them. We use FRP a lot, but this one's got a built-in console, which is very handy. Something you don't have to add to it later on. That's it. She's just rough and ready. I can't see any rust going through there. He's found himself a great blank canvas, old Gary. I've got to say, it's great having this thing here. This thing is a beast. Doing the walk around, going over it, this is in really excellent condition. There's ripples and stuff going on, but the steelwork here, this is going to last for many, many years. The huge sides on this are just dropped down. It's got the wooden floor inside. Gary has put a lot of weight in this already. I think I mentioned that. This really is a workhorse. And every time I do a walk around, I say, oh, what's the future plans for this one? And Gary said, absolutely nothing. It's done, it's ready. He loves the 4-speed, just loves it for what it is, a classic old Landcruiser. This one doesn't need fancy airbags or a whistle or a barra. This one's finished. This one's a 1980 third munch HJ45, now with a 2H.